Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Modular 15 and most importantly for you guys, Task 15, which is to create your own Google site. Now I know we're a few weeks out from the due date of this assignment, but I want to make sure and assign it early to give you all plenty of time to get it completed. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you are going to want to do is watch the video resources and tutorials in Module 15. Those videos are located at the top of Module 15 on Blackboard. Just go ahead and click on the folder and you'll see that there are a series of 3 videos showing you how to use Google Sites. I highly recommend that you watch these videos, especially the first one. The first one will pretty much tell you everything you need to know, and the others have some good information in them as well. So yes, make sure that you watch these videos to learn how to use Google Sites and create your own website. So your website will need to be dedicated to digital citizenship education. Over the last couple weeks, you have looked at a lot of things with digital citizenship with your YouTube playlist. You even created a professional development Google Classroom dedicated to digital citizenship. Well, for this assignment, for the instructions, you're actually going to add yourself to a class that I have created for digital citizenship. But before we talk about that, before we look at the rubric and other things like that, for this assignment, you are allowed to work with a partner. It does not have to be your partner up partner. It can be somebody new if you like, or if you prefer, you can work by yourself also. So however you want to do it. With the partners, I ask that you have no more than 2, or you can work by yourself. So now that we've got that out of the way, the first thing you're going to do is add yourself to my Google Classroom, which is the EDT 520 class with the class code R365WNB. So to join a classroom in Google is very easy. First, you'll go to classroom.google.com, click on the plus, and click on Join Class. Go to class code and type in the class code that I told you earlier, and then click Join. And you're now part of the EDT 520 Technologies in a Contemporary School Setting Google Classroom. Next, you'll need to locate your digital citizenship website assignment. In order to do that, click on the Classwork tab. You'll see a section called Digital Citizenship. The materials underneath it will help you in creating your own website. The first, the Digital Citizenship website instructions, contains your rubric as well as a website that will help you with the definition portion of your website. After that, we have a Digital Citizenship website example. This example is a little different than the one that you'll create, but is still a wonderful example to look at. Below that, we have some digital citizenship videos. If you are struggling for information, here are a couple good videos for you to watch that can give you a little more information. So to find the details that need to go into your digital citizenship website, you need to make sure that you look at the rubric and checklist. And I'm going to go over that with you here real quick. So for the digital citizenship website, what you need to do is create a campaign. And what you're trying to do is persuade your students, or in this case, fellow teachers, to use technology appropriately. So what you'll need to do is first name the campaign. So basically what you're doing is you're naming your organization and then come up with a slogan for your organization. After that, you're going to have some visuals in there, as well as make sure that the layout is easy to read and navigate. Make sure that you have that your words are spelled correctly and good sentence structure. And then, of course, make sure that your theme that you're using is appropriate and not distracting, meaning like the colors match up to where the words don't blend in with the images and stuff like that. And when we talk about visuals, the main thing that we're talking about there are pictures and videos. So if you could add pictures, add videos, you're doing good. So that's what's going to go on the home page. After that, you need to start thinking about 2 more tabs that you have to create. So to create the tabs on the website, you look in the upper right, you'll see where there's pages. It'll allow you to create some pages, which will make a new tab on your website. And when you create that new page, you'll see the tab up in the upper right-hand corner of the website itself. So one of those tabs will need to be titled Digital Ethics. So when somebody clicks on digital ethics, it'll take them to that web page, and it'll talk about digital communications as well as digital etiquette, digital law, and digital rights and responsibilities. These terms should sound familiar to you because when we did the YouTube assignment, I asked you to look up some videos that talk about those things. From those videos, hopefully you got some definitions of what those things mean and were able to find some examples. If you struggled with finding a definition, I actually have a link attached to this assignment called 9 Elements that actually have those definitions on there. You're more than welcome to use those if you want. Just make sure that you're giving credit to the author. So you'll put some definitions, you'll put some examples of what it would be to be a good digital citizen with digital communications, following digital etiquette, law, and rights and responsibilities. So make sure that you'll put those in there. Make sure you have some pictures to go along with it. Once again, make sure that the layout is easy to read and navigate. The nice thing about Google Sites is they create the layout for you. You can just go in and manipulate it here and there as you like. So once again, make sure that everything's spelled correctly. Make sure that the sentences are grammatically correct. And then once again, make sure that you have a theme and background on there that is appropriate and not distracting. You'll need to create another page with its own dedicated tab, and this one will be called Digital Safety and Privacy. Under this tab, you're going to talk about digital security and digital commerce. Once again, 2 terms that I asked you to look at when we did the YouTube assignment, so hopefully you'll find some definitions and examples from that. From there, once again, put down those definitions, talk about those examples of being a good digital citizen when it comes to security and commerce. And then, of course, add some pictures in there, put some videos in there if you can. Make sure the layout looks good, make sure everything's spelled correctly, sentence structure is good. And then, of course, once again, just make sure the theme is appropriate. So now we get to the campaign. The campaign is basically what it is that what you want to do. So for the campaign, I will let you put it either in its own dedicated tab, or you can put it on the home page. So if you want to create another page, a third page that talks about the campaign, you can. Or if you just want to add that campaign to the home page, you're more than welcome to do that also. So you need to talk about a few things with your campaign. So first thing you need to talk about is the status quo. So what you'll do is talk about why is this an important problem right now. So when it comes to digital citizenship and the things that go along with it and the negative things that go, like with cyberbullying, hacking, stealing people's credit card information, things like that, what is the problem with it right now? What are some long-term impacts? So what's going to happen if we don't fix it? So, if we don't, think about cyberbullying and how to stop it, or if we don't think about how to stop hacking and stuff like that, what are some long-term impacts? And you can look at those things as a societal problem. Hacking and stealing information, of course, is a societal problem. So things like changing your passwords, monitoring websites, stuff like that are all part of, the long-term impacts of what could happen if we don't fix it. And then, of course, cyberbullying. If you want to look at it from an individual standpoint, if somebody is cyberbullying as a teenager, are they, more than likely to continue being a bully as adults and stuff like that? So what are some long-term impacts is what I'm looking at. So your call to action is, what is your plan to fix it? What do you want us to do in order to be good digital citizens? And that'll be your call to action. And then, of course, a logo. I would like a symbol that people will see and be able to think of your campaign. There are a lot of free logo makers out there that you're more than welcome to use. You can get on just type in free logo maker. You can find a lot of different websites there. Or, if you just want to create it using, with Google Images through something like Google Drawings, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So, so that's how you'll create that. So once again, you'll create a website. It'll have a homepage. It'll have a tab that talks about digital ethics, a tab that talks about digital safety and privacy, and as well as either a tab that talks about your campaign, or once again, you can just put that in your homepage on what it is that you want us to do. So if you decide to work with a partner, you need to share the website with them so that way they can work on it as well. And in order to do that, it's a little bit tricky. So the first thing you'll do is click on the share icon. Now normally when you share, what you'll do is type in the email address of the person you want to share it with, and then they get it and they can start working on it. But with this program, it's a little bit different because with your MSU domain, you do not have access to a Gmail account. So therefore, to type in your MissouriState.edu account would actually not work at all. So in order to do this, what we need to do is go down to where it says links. And then where it says draft, go ahead and drop down and click on to where it says Missouri State University. If you notice, it now says anyone in this group with this link can edit. So as long as you have the draft set to where anyone that has a MissouriState.edu account or the MSU domain, all they need is access to the link so they can go ahead and work on it. So after that, go ahead and just click done. From there, what you'll do is just copy the URL and then go ahead and email it to them at their regular Missouri State email. So the one that ends in @live.missouristate.edu. Once again, take the URL, go ahead and copy it and paste it onto your regular Missouri State email and send it to their regular Missouri State email, the one that ends in @live.missouristate.edu. So from there, that person will then copy the URL and paste it to their account. And they'll now be able to edit the document. As you can see, between the two browsers that I'm working on, they are now working in real time. The last thing I'm going to show you how to do is turn in your published website. So what you'll do is once the website is all done and complete, you'll go ahead and click publish. They'll give you a web address. Just go ahead and use the web address that they give you. But where it says who can view my site, go ahead and click on manage. As you can see, it then takes you back to the share settings. What you'll do is go to links and click change, and you'll see for published site that right now it is set to be shared or be able to be opened by anyone with a Missouri State University.edu account, or MissouriState.edu account, so your MSU domain. What I would do though, just to give assurance that I can access the website, I would go ahead and make it public. By doing this, it does release the URL to be out in the public. However, you can restrict it to where it cannot be searched by anyone. So once you send that link to me, it just comes straight to me and no one else on the web will be able to see it unless you share it with them. So you go ahead and you have your published site on public, you click done, and you'll see right here where it says search settings, it says request public search engines to not display my site. So that means that nobody can search for your website. So the only thing that they'd have to have in order to see it is that link. And of course, when you send the link to me, I'm the only one who's going to be looking at it. So go ahead and click on that so no one can see your website from a search engine, and then click Publish. Now it says your site has been successfully published. So in order to get to the website, you'll need to click on the Copy Published Site link, and this is your URL to your published site. You click Copy Link. So how do you get the URL sent to me? Well, you could email it to me, but I'd rather have you do this instead. What I want you to do is use Google Classroom and turn it in as an assignment. In order to do that is really easy. Just go to Digital Citizenship Website Instructions. This is actually set up as an assignment. And your rubric is actually the assignment itself. So what you can do is scroll down to the very bottom. It says copy link to your published website below. So all you'll need to do is click below that and paste the URL to your website. Once you have done that, all you need to do is click Turn In. Click Turn In again. And that is it. Now the assignment is submitted to me. So, as you can see, there are a lot of parts of this project. So do not wait till the last minute to get started. Remember, you are not required to have a partner for this project. You are more than welcome to do it on your own. So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'll be happy to help you. Good luck.